There can be few more charming places to visit than Provence in the autumn, when the local market is full of fabulous squashes and the leaves are turning gold on the trees. Join me as I explore a few of the beautiful villages in this special location between the French Alps and the Côte d'Azur. When my writer friend Nick Alexander invited me to visit in October, I was treated to a little tour of some of the hilltop villages in the area, which might not be on every tourist's radar. We drove up through the Provence Alps, stopping to admire the views on the way. Our first village was Mons, with its pretty squares, fountains, and narrow streets lined with stone houses. What's wonderful about this village is that it's home to many wrought iron signs showing the occupations of former inhabitants. It was so much fun spotting them all and trying to work them all out. There's a wonderful feeling of light and space in this village. And we enjoyed a delicious lunch with a spectacular view. A few miles from Grasse is the village of Cabris. There was once a medieval castle here, and you can still see impressive sections of its walls and views of the surrounding landscape and the Mediterranean coast far beyond. We loved exploring here, and I was delighted to discover that the writer Anton de Saint-Exupéry, author of The Little Prince, spent his childhood holidays here. And the village has been visited by many famous writers, artists and thinkers over the years, such as Colette, Simone de Beauvoir and Pablo Picasso. And of course, me and Nick today. Our next Provence village is one of the most popular and certainly one of the most beautiful, St Paul de Vence. It's a medieval walled hilltop village full of ancient arches, enticing shops and modern art galleries. It really is a photographer's dream, but do allow yourself plenty of time to walk through the maze of streets, as it can get busy. The walled walkway provides some lovely views, but you do have to have a head for heights and be mindful of the unroped drops. One of the draws of this village for us was Fondation Maeght. Created in 1964, it's the first independent art foundation in France and has an enticing collection of contemporary art from the 20th and 21st centuries, set in landscape grounds with stunning views of the countryside around St Paul de Vence. It has one of the largest collections of modern art in Europe, and I was delighted to see paintings by Marc Chagall and Pierre Bonnard, whose works I was going to see much more of during my time in the south of France. Our next next village was Haut de Cagnes, high above Cagnes-sur-Mer on the coast. The village is famous for its castle, Château Grimaldi, built by a distant ancestor of the present ruling House of Monaco just along the coast. A game of bowls was taking place, and we had a light lunch in the sunny square before exploring some of the streets. We found this delightful church where a musician was setting up for a performance. And the fall of light through the stained glass windows was heavenly. But the place that will stay with me the longest is Saint Cezaire sur Siagne, with its dramatic views across the red rooftops and the forested valley below. It's a lively village centred around a square with shops, cafes and a beautiful church. We were there on market day, and it was the perfect opportunity to buy some local produce from the many stalls selling fresh fruit, vegetables, mushrooms, nuts, olives and honey. As well as shopping, we enjoyed a drink in the sunshine, chatting about the latest books we were writing, as well as putting the publishing world to rights, as authors often do when they get together. Thank you so much for joining us in the beautiful villages of Provence. I loved exploring them. And huge thanks to my friend Nick for being such a wonderful host and tour guide.